All right. I blew it on the segue. I was supposed to hit the get rid of that opening screen, and I was a little slow. But anyway, again, I'm still learning the controls. Dave here, your space guy, your sort of smart space guy. That's going to be what I'm come to be known as. I'm here with Tai Rade again. This is episode 2 of
Hello.
Tai's Take, the unflappable Tai Rade. Nothing can flap her. She is she is calm under pressure. Um, and we are here again for episode 2. And today we're just going to kind of continue. I think we'll continue a little bit of our conversation for episode 1. Again, we're kind of getting our feet under us here, figuring out our rhythm on how these little podcasts are going to work. Our whole goal, our whole objective is to, talk about the urgency of space and how important it is to be in space and for humanity to kind of expand in that direction. Yes, Ty.
Now, I have a question on that. Do
Uh-huh.
you think before going into space, we should take care of Earth first?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a good point. I do believe that obviously this is our home. Some people have called it our cradle. And you definitely don't want to crap in the cradle. You want to keep the cradle as as clean as you can, as clean as you possibly can, and take care of the place that you live. The place that you sleep, the place that you basically spend your life. Yes.
Okay, on Cradle, I heard a saying the other day.
Uh-huh.
It was about Earth. Earth Earth may be the cradle of humanity, but we can't stay in the cradle forever.
That's a good saying. Yeah. See, you're learning your Earth slang and your Earth sayings and things. That's actually something that has been making the rounds. It was actually, believe it or not, I know where that came from. It was a Russian scientist back around the turn of the 19th century, like 1900 something. Here Earth time, and the meaning of it is actually very, what you might say, poignant. It actually has a very very powerful meaning. It is our cradle. This is where we live, and this is obviously something, like I was just saying, that we need to take care of, and that we definitely don't want to make a mess of, which we have tended to do. We also clean up after ourselves, but we definitely need to be doing more of that. But the idea there with that saying is that no matter how well we take care of it, we do have to grow up, and we do have to look out to beyond the cradle, basically.
Hmm.
And we will hit a point where we're too big for the cradle, I think. And if we don't start looking ahead to this, and if we don't start, planning how we're going to basically, to kind of keep that analogy going, how we're going to move into the big kid's bedroom, and how we're going to eventually have our own house, and eventually, go other places, then we're going to look pretty silly, kind of stuck on this one world, you know. We're definitely going to
Doesn't
outgrow.
do well.
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not. We will definitely outgrow it. In fact, in some ways, we may already be outgrowing it. And I think that kind of comes back to the idea, your question about taking care of the earth. Uh, it is vital and it is important. And I would say, yes, 40 Suns is about space. 40 Suns, that's our tagline: space is the answer. We're here to get everybody paying attention to not only what's going on in space, but also, as much as possible, actively support it. Get behind it. If nothing else, root for it. If you can't actively do anything, at least, encourage and root for the people that are doing stuff so that we can become extraplanetary. It's very important. However, this is a good opportunity to kind of clarify, yes, the idea of taking care of the earth is not lost on us. That has to come first. That
And
has to be a priority.
yeah, why do you think more people don't think that we need to move faster?
Well, that another good question. I love your insight. It's great. It's so fresh. You're coming from a planet that basically was, just about done for, and I understand that everything here is kind of fresh and bright, and there is a lot of opportunity. But as you have noticed, not everybody is really paying attention to that, and not everybody is really thinking in those terms. As for why that is, honestly, I believe it comes down to a decision. I think because there is not anything immediately pressing on us, uh, nothing is insisting that we go to space. There's not a big rock headed for us right now that's going to wipe us out. We're not in immediate, imminent danger. There's nothing really like compelling us to go take those next steps. We're pretty comfortable overall.
Hmm.
Yeah, there are definitely hot spots around the world. There are places that are people that are miserable, places that you wouldn't want to live. I mean, we have our share of that around the world, but by and large, we're pretty comfortable. We're pretty well taken care of. We've done a great job getting to this point. We have a pretty solid civilization. There's not a lot really compelling us to look elsewhere. We're kind of more looking at
Interesting.
fixing what we're doing right now, fixing ourselves here, which again, that should be a priority. Fixing ourselves is very important. Taking care of our cradle, so to speak, very important. Um, but we don't have anything pushing us to go further and to take those next big steps. They are very, very difficult steps, very challenging steps. Nothing is insisting that we go do these very difficult things. So that's why I think it has to come from us. It has to come from within. It really has to be a decision that we proactively make to go do these things in order to set up those living spaces, to set up that extraplanetary existence that, though it's not imperative right now, will be imperative soon enough. And so I think to answer that question, I believe just a lot of people just haven't had that little light bulb moment. They haven't had that epiphany. They haven't for themselves made that decision that, you know what, we are in a space faring society. This actually, it sounds weird to say it, but this is actually a space faring civilization. We've sent people to the moon. We have people living in orbit right now. We have sent probes all throughout the solar system.
So you have
We are,
already started the progress.
we have started the process. Yeah, exactly.
So do
We're
you think
making
if
we
people actually did make that realization of like, okay, we're actually getting somewhere and we do need to actually go forward and take the responsibility, like, are we in? Are we currently in a space age 2.0? Are we ready for that? Is that happening right now?
It
Are we
is.
not
It
there
is.
yet?
We are there yet, I think, and that's what I think a lot of people don't totally realize. I think a lot of people are aware. Obviously, I would say everyone is aware that we have satellites in space. It's hard not to be aware of that. That we have been to the moon. Um, so there is like a general, very, very basic awareness of the fact that we have kind of gone to space and we've done things in space. I don't think there's a big awareness that we actually are right now at the beginning of the next big space age 2.0. And that's what we're looking to fix with 40 Suns. We're looking to kind of turn people's, one of our mottos is turning the attention of this world toward the next, and that's kind of what we're out to do. And we're out to get people to make that decision that even though there's nothing like imperative right now insisting that we go make a base on Mars, we do not have to do that. In a sense, we do eventually have to do that. And the interesting thing is, we will eventually do it. Whether
You don't
anybody,
want to wait for the moment where you're
exactly,
now scared because you have to. You would rather
right,
just, okay, good, we're done, we're
get
here,
ahead of that
rather
ball,
than,
get
oh
ahead of that curve.
no, it's
Yep,
too late.
exactly,
Now we need to get
exactly.
there.
So that's what we're out to do. And we're going to be doing more of these videos. And talking about a lot of this stuff, talking about it more and more. You see the little scroll on the bottom. We do have a newsletter that you have started sending. So if anybody wants to get your newsletter, they should check that out in the bottom. Hear what Tai has to say. Every week she goes over the various things that are happening in the current space age 2.0. And it's a real easy way to get that news and stay up on things. But at the end of the day, it does just come down to awareness, people paying attention, and we're out to fix that attention gap when it comes to space. So
Hmm.
we'll talk more. I again, I'm going to hit my little ending thing. There we go. We got our flyout screen. All right, visit us at the site. Check out the comments. Any final words, Ty, before we punch out?
I think this is a good start to
I
create a
I
responsibility
agree.
for everyone.
I agree. All right, we're very glad to have you. Glad to have you guys watching, and we're going to say sayonara, and we'll see you in episode 3. All right, see you.